Hi y'all, I'm Erica from the lopsidedcrafter.com. So are you ready to learn more about this loom and how to put it together? All the information that we need about this KB Multi Loom. Several years ago, I bought the adjustable multi-knit loom from KB Looms. It came in this just normal cardboard box, and I did decide to keep it because it's easier for storing because all the pieces will not fit onto my peg wall. I've used this loom several times, but I decided I wanted to give you an updated review on this loom, and since I am starting a new design and need to put this loom together, I thought we could do it at the same time. Now, when I purchased this loom, as I said, several years ago, I purchased it when it first came out. I have a total of 238 pegs on my loom, and then I have extra pegs. The website currently says that there are 220 pegs. So I'm not sure if that is a typo or if they have redesigned the loom itself. So you may want to reach out to KB Looms themselves. So I am just going to give you the information on the loom that I have. So the loom, as I said, that I have has 238 pegs on the actual loom, and then it comes with these additional pegs. I like when loom companies include pegs of a different color so that you can change it for your starting peg or last peg, or if you're going to be doing a knit and purl, that kind of thing, then those different colors work out well. I wish there was an option to buy additional pegs of the darker color, but as of the filming of this video, March of 2025, they are not available on the website, although they do now have larger pegs to make the gauge larger if you wanted to get pegs for that. The gauge on the loom is 3/8 as it sets. That's center of peg to center of peg. Or if you take one of the pegs out, then you have a 3/4 inch gauge. That would be if you were wanting to do like a chunky hat or a chunky scarf or something like that. That's why you would take those pegs out. I will say when you first get the loom, it can be a little tricky to get the pegs out, but once you use them often, they will get looser. And I say that lightly, looser for you to be able to remove the pegs with a little bit of a tug, but not loose enough to where they will come out while you're working with the actual loom. It also comes with an instruction booklet, which for some reason was not in my box, and a loom hook. So I am going to go over the amount of pegs for each part that you have in this box. And I wrote it all down here. So I'm going to be referring to my notes. You get 2 large rails that are 40 pegs each. So that would be a total of 80. It comes with 2 circular pieces here that are 28 pegs each for a total of 56. There are 4 of the medium rails, which are 12 pegs each for a total of 48. We have 2 edge pieces. So if you're wanting to do like a baby sock, or maybe even a flower or something like that, that's what this would be used for. These are 9 pegs each for a total of 18. We then have 4 small rails, which are 6 pegs each for a total of 24. And then we have 4 extra small rails that are 3 pegs each for a total of 12. So what I have in front of me is 238 pegs and then the additional pegs that they send you. They are easy to put together. You have your male end and your female end, and you just pop them in. The buttons on the back are the release buttons that you need to push if you're wanting to take it apart. You just push that button down and pull it out. And, you know, this is one of those things where because I haven't used it that often, sometimes it's hard to get them apart, but they do work. They are sturdy. It's a nice, thick plastic. There are several different configurations you can make. If for some reason you were wanting to make a large blanket with more than the pegs that you have, you can purchase an additional set and make that as long as you want. Say you found a graph or something on Etsy or Ravelry, and it's a Fair Isle type graph or an Intarsia graph, and you want to make a nice big blanket. Say the blanket is 280 stitches, which would be 280 pegs, then you would actually be short. So if you bought an additional set, then you could add more pieces, whether you needed a couple extra of the medium or the extra small or something like that. So there are options because you put the loom together to make it larger than what you have in one set. As it stands, you can make a blanket with all of the pegs together. I'm assuming minus these 2 because I don't think that would fit in there anywhere very nicely. So I'm going to say not including your edge pegs, that you can knit a 5-foot wide blanket. As I said, it's a very nice plastic. It's a high grade plastic, and those just snap together really easily. If you've followed my channel for a while, you know I have arthritis in my fingers, so don't let the fact that it's hard for me to get them apart discourage you if this is something that you're interested in. It's just a little harder for me to push those buttons in, but I can ask my husband or my sons, and, you know, they can do it right away. So don't let that part discourage you. As I said, I have a new design that I am working on, and I wanted to use a specific amount of pegs for the loom. So I am going to use this loom just for portability. So I need 48 pegs. So let's see what kind of configuration we can come up with. Ideally, I would like to use the 2 half moon plate pieces to create a hat formation, a circular formation. However, this is 56 pegs and my design is a multiple of 12, so that would be too big. So I'm going to have to use these edge pieces. So that is 18. We need 30 more, and our medium rails are 12. So that would be 24 if we did that. And then we would need 6 more, so we could use 2 of our small pieces. So that is what we will put together. So again, you want male end to female end, and you want to make sure that your grooves the grooves here in the middle of your loom, you want to make sure those are facing outward. So I'm going to put that together like so, and then I think I will do a 3. Then I will put my other end piece on. I might want to wait and take that end piece back off. There we go. So that way I can build this side. We'll put our other piece over there, our long rail, and then our extra small will go in like that, and then we will have our final edge piece over here. So that creates a little loom, which would actually be probably perfect for what I am gonna do. Now I need to just figure out where I want to start. I usually like to start either one peg in from a curve or a couple pegs in. So I'm going to see which one of these I can pull out. Well, it ended up being that one. So we are going to start 3 pegs in from the curve. This is what the pegs look like when they are out of the loom, and you have this little groove here at the top of the peg. And if you look down inside the hole, you can see that those pegs will only go in one way. So just for a security reason, make sure that your groove is always pointed out. Put that peg in and just use your finger to pop it in. I don't know if you could hear that, but it will pop twice when it is secure. And then I'm just going to take that extra peg and put it over here in this little baggie so that I have all of my extra pegs together. So that is how you put the loom together. There are a lot of different configurations that you can use to put this loom together. There's a lot of patterns that you could do on these looms. I will have a blog post on our website that you can look at that will show you the different configurations and things like that. As I said, this is an updated review since my original video 4 years ago, and I really do like this so much that I think I will get an extra one so that I can do some intarsia knitting blankets on this loom. So I hope you enjoyed this little review and how to put these loom pieces together. And until next time, happy looming. Bye.